Heyo, hello, and welcome to the Bro Show. My name is Esteban Carrero, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to draw your character utilizing different shapes. So enough of me talking, and let's get drawing. Okay? So, let's get right into it, okay? Sorry if I keep looking like in and out. I'm using my phone to record this whole bit here, so forgive me. So, we're going to teach, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to draw a character, like I said in the beginning of this video, utilizing shapes. So, of course, we know your three basic shapes. So let's just use let's go to our rainbow palette really quick. And then we'll just do a quick little thing here and there. If I can, get this thing operating properly. There we go. So, one more little nipple thing. There we go. There we go. Now we're on track. We're on point. We're all good to go. So, we're going to start off with just drawing the three basic shapes. Now, if you remember from last video, and if you haven't, go check it out, because you might have a little bit more context for this one. We're going to draw ourselves a stick figure again. All right, so we're going to use the circle shape that we did in the last video, right? So we just do this, and then, other things here and there. Heck, we'll do this, little butt cheeks right there, arm like this, like that. And we'll just, again, just as a rough sketch, rough of everything. All like that, and we're just gonna draw triangles like that. See, so we have our basic circle stick figure. And I see this stick figure is actually a decent stick figure, but it's not just the only way to draw a particular character. We can actually use different shapes when creating a character. So for instance, with this particular circle body right here, we can actually create a character that's a little bit more slimmed or rounded or whatever. Again, utilizing different shapes. So for example, this one's a more typical slender looking kind of person. So if we were to just draw them out a little bit like this, just again, do some little rough shapes. We see that this person's probably a little skinny looking, there we go, like that. And then we just draw like little calf muscles right here. And then we just draw the foot, so. Again, I'm trying to make this as fast as I possibly can. I'm all doing this in one shot, so let's see if I can kind of get the point across here, okay? So we go boom, boom, and then we do that, and there we go, like that. And then for the head, we can do like a little rounded point edge like this. All right, and then just there. So then from here, we can see that with the rounded body, we're able to create almost like this nice, slim, main character looking kind of body. You can tell that just by using, the basic circle shapes, we're able to get an average body type like this. Right? So I like to consider this to be average, especially if you're trying to make a character for a comic book or for, some kind of an anime-like idea that you have. That's one way about going at it. Here's another way we can do this. So instead of using circles, let's try to use, say, squares. So we're just okay, let's be nice now. Stop it. There we go. So let's go at this, and we're gonna shrink this down a little bit, and let's use squares this time. So the way we're gonna do it, so we're gonna draw the base of it like this. So this is the chest, right? The shoulders right over here, and heck, we'll give this guy a very rectangular face, right? And then we'll draw, heck, even a box down here, down his waist. We'll still draw like where his butt cheeks would be, because again, that's always funny. And then we'll just have his legs down like this. Again, just basic little poses. Again, you can pose these arms however you want. I always just do this because it's an easy pose just to show you guys. But you can, pose it like this, or like, again, like this, or like this. I don't know. However, I actually like this one. This one's actually kind of funny. So let's just stick with this one. So we see from this, figure right here that this is a very big and blocky kind of person. I mean, again, because he is made from squares. So let's just draw his little feet and whatnot, just to kind of get the shape down. Just like that. Also, if you hear stuff in the background, it's my little sister. Don't worry about it. So we have all this in place. So what if we did the same thing with this little like body over here, with the circle one, but we apply it with the square? So let's get to it. So we're gonna start adding meat onto the bones, right? Meaning that we're gonna give this character his or her or whatever their proper shape. So let's get to it. So we're gonna give this head like a nice square head, like a good jawline, you know, has his neck right there, his what do they call, trap muscles right here, shoulders like this. I just make the arms simple like this, and then if the arms are ever facing a little forward, there's like a little bit of a bump to kind of show off like there's at least some muscle in the arm. And then because he has a big and blocky frame, we're always gonna try to round that out as best as we can. I'm just gonna put like little circles for hands just like this. And then we're gonna just draw the arm like this. I'm just gonna do that. And we're gonna do this here and that there, like so. And again, the only way you guys are ever gonna get to know any of this stuff is if you keep practicing, practicing, practicing. So remember, always practice. All right, so then we have this down here like that. And we're just gonna give him his legs like so. He has pretty, yeah, it's like smaller legs compared to his body. Or hold up, let's just there we go. And then boom, you see, we already have the shape of this body. Like, look at that, that's pretty crazy. Like, we just took it from instead of using circles, we used squares. Like, look at that. So instead of doing, you know, this, all right, come on, be nice with me here. So instead of using this, we decided to do this, and it gave us a completely different design. Like, look at that. You can tell just from using a different body shape, we're able to get a completely different design off of this. So instead of looking like all sleek and slim, oh my gosh, sorry. So instead of it looking all sleek and slim, we now have big, burly, and strong. Usually squares represent that kind of, you know, feel, so to say, for some characters. Let me just do this real quick just to kind of get him in the right place right over here like that. There we go. And then we're just going to do a quick little thing here. I'm going to scoot him off to the side right next to his little buddy here. And we're actually going to use a triangle. Now notice how this is still using the same stick figure technique. This, again, is very important. So we're going to do a new shape. We're going to just put these two together. There we go. So here's what we're going to do now. So now instead of using a circle or a square, we're going to use a triangle. So again, start this off however you want. You know, so for me, I'm just going to start from the chest because I don't know why I have a tendency to start there. All right, so we're just going to do a chest like this. And then, heck, we're even going to put the waist kind of like if the triangles were pointing down a little bit. All right, shoulders would be here. And heck, this is actually a much more easier way to kind of show where the butt would be a little bit. And then, you know, you can have the legs doing whatever the legs are doing. And then, you know, just doing that kind of stuff. Let's just draw his arms kind of going like this, like he's like gaining superpowers or something. All right, let me just scoot him off to the side just a little bit. Like that, there we go. We got that there. And then drawing little triangles for the feet. And also here's another thing that if you guys want to try this too, you don't have to use triangles for the feet. You can actually use different shapes as well. You can actually use like box-like shapes for the feet, or heck, even circular type shapes, depending on the style in which you're trying to draw your character in. So that's something good to keep in mind for sure. All right, and then we'll draw the head, kind of like looking upward a little bit, like that, or actually, hold on, like how I did it beforehand, like that. There we go. And you see, boom, automatically we have a completely different character, like body frame right here. So then we're just gonna lower the opacity again, and we're gonna draw what this body type would look like with this, you know, particular thing. So let me just kind of get to this. Again, I'm gonna work as fast as I can. All right, and we're just gonna shrink it down just a little bit because I think it should be a little bit more skinnier like that. There we go. And actually, let's do one more other thing. Again, I'm working on my iPad, but always remember you can use paper and pencil and use an eraser to fix up your mistakes, okay? All right, there we go. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, again, because this is a lot more skinnier and because this is a triangle, it allows more, I guess, body shape to be shown, just like the square, because you can tell that with the square, it's all big, burly, and very strong. But over here, it looks very angular, very sharp almost, like triangles usually are. So then we're just gonna do this like that, and then we're just gonna put the arms in the basic little shapes like this. Again, I'm just gonna put little circles for hands for now because I'm not trying to get too fancy. I'm just trying to show off the general idea of what you can do with these shapes, right? And then just gonna do this like that, and then we're just gonna put it like that. There we go. Also, a good kind of like tip of advice from here, I would recommend drawing a lot more female characters using the triangular shape here, using this triangular shape, because it does help show off the waist, the curves of a woman. So here's that's a friendly little tip that you can use. All right, and then we're just gonna draw the head, you know, like, hold on, let's draw it facing a little bit more upward like that. Very like sharp jaw and such, almost looking like an alien over here. Or something like that. It's not my best looking one, but let's try this one more time. Just head like that. And then we got his jawline right over here. Kind of like that. There you go. And there you go. You see? So just look at this. Like, just look at that. That's pretty crazy. If I was to just take away this alone, you just used 3 different shapes. And we have created 3 different kinds of characters just from these shapes alone. And the crazy part is, you don't even have to use like the same shapes with the same shapes. Like, hear me out. So instead of using squares with squares and circles with circles, you can actually combine them. Right, we're just gonna shove all these little guys up into the corner right over here. You can actually combine and mix and match these shapes to anything that you kind of want. So let's use this one as a proper example. So we're just gonna have these guys over here in the corner, and then over here, we're gonna show off something interesting. So we're gonna start off with a triangular head, right, like that. So we have a triangle head with a square body, right? And then we will have a rounded waist. All right, I'm just gonna shrink him a little because I made him a little bit too big. And again, just drawing the circles as so. We're gonna have a little bit more fun with this character. That's just whatever. And then say that we're gonna draw him with his arms like showing off how strong he is, right? So we're just gonna draw his arms like that. Like boom, boom. And then let's do something interesting. So for his feet, instead of doing triangles, let's do some squares, like little blocky shapes. Or something like that. It's gonna look a little weird, but again, if you know what you're doing, it's not gonna be as weird. It's only weird if you make it weird. All right, and then we just take that. Again, I'm working as fast as I can, but remember guys, always take your time with this stuff. All right, I'm just trying to show you how you can design a character based off this kind of stuff. All right, and we're gonna lower this, and see, boom. We automatically have the weirdest looking kind of character of all time. You can see that the shapes are just weird. We have a triangle head, a square chest, and a weird circle waist. How's this thing gonna look? I'll show you. Check this out. Ready? So, with the neckline, we can... Oh, wrong layer. Oops. So we're gonna just do this like that. We're gonna just have his neck out. Again, we're gonna just have a very sharp face, because again, the triangle just shows how sharp it is. All right, and then we're just gonna do that. And then, again, showing off those trap muscles. All right, like that. And then just gonna, again, I'm not trying to be too fancy. I'm not getting into all the muscle stuff because that's a whole thing in and of itself. And I don't know if I'm qualified to teach you about how to drawing muscles. I don't even know how to properly do that yet. Okay, and then we got this, and then we have that right there, drawing that out. Again, it's not my, yeah, you know what, we're just gonna pretend that I just drew this because I'm totally not gonna copy and paste. Like that. Boom, there. Solved all my problems. All right. So he has a very boxy-like frame, and, you know, we can draw his little pectoral muscles, his chest right here. And he has a very box-like frame, and then a little bit of a, ooh, yeah, I drew this a bit weird. Again, always make sure that you give enough space to have a gut in place. There we go. Or, it really does depend, because you can draw your character however you want. This is just how I'm drawing it. All right, and then we just draw this like so. And then you're wondering about the feet. How are they gonna look? Well, because they're square feet, we can actually just play with the idea that these are very boxy-like feet. You know, very just big, or he's wearing really weird boots or something like that. All right, and then there we go, like that. Again, this is a rough sketch, but it gets the idea across that this character looks really, really weird. And if I was to take away the skeleton from this one here, there we go. This is what it would look like. Again, you just have to, you know, take your time with it and clean it up and make it look all cool and awesome and whatever. But that's the idea. So instead of just using your basic, you know, circles to make one character, squares to make another one, and triangles to do whatever, you can combine them into any way, shape, and form you want to do it. So yeah, that's basically the general idea of how to use shapes to help design your character. All right, well, I'm all done over here, so let's get to the outro. And here we are. Sorry for this video being a little bit longer than intended. I meant for this to be as short as possible, but what can you do? Anyways, hope you guys learned something from this, and if you guys really enjoyed it, please subscribe, hit the bell notification so that way you can get updated on when I'm uploading these videos. And to my fellow weirdos out there, stay awesome, stay weird, and always keep life to the easiest. And always remember that art inspires all, and hopefully you can inspire more. See you guys next time, but until then, let's go.